Welcome to Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, into wellness, and into fitness. Well, this week, the spotlight on Aquinas Blue-Gold Football. I know you've been keeping track, 3-0, averaging 45 points a game, holding their opponents to 10 points, ranked in the state of Wisconsin. So, with me this week, the three of the reasons for that success: Will Hansen, Preston Horihan, and Jackson Flottmeyer. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Starting with you, Will, assess the progress of the team. Now, we know you're 3-0. We know you're playing at a high level, but just give me your insight into how the team is playing so far.
Well, Terry, we're doing pretty well. We're just trying to work each day and getting better and moving forward instead of trying to take a step back. And all of our guys, we're doing pretty well. And we are putting in more plays. We're just pretty good guys, having fun.
So your work habits, Preston Horihan, your work habits, well, building off of last year's success, by the way, because we covered a lot of your games, and I know you won the regional championship, and you demolished a team called Lancaster. We were there last November. But your work habits, and maybe the carryover from your success you had last year, is that part of the reason?
Yeah, so we got a lot of guys this year. I think it's the most we've ever had in a long time. And so we've got dudes this year, so we've got backups. So our quote this year is iron sharpens iron. That's our goal, win the day, and just sharpen each other, make each other better. We get competitive at practice. It gets bad sometimes, but we leave it on the field at the end of the day.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yes,
Interesting.
sir.
That
Yes,
is
sir.
one of my favorite biblical verses in Proverbs.
Yes, sir.
What does iron sharpens iron mean, Jackson Flottmeyer?
Well, we got a bunch of great dudes out there on the field, and you know, you got two great sets of guys that are going at it every day. You're making each other better every day, and that's what we're striving to do by sharpening iron.
When you look at that quote in the book of Proverbs again, a part of the meaning is like you are basically determined by who you associate with. You associate with good people, they lift you up. You associate with people that are maybe cynical, pessimistic, lifestyles questionable, sometimes you go to that level. So what you're saying is your teammates, Jackson, lift you up. How do they do that?
They do that. So what I've heard is if you hang out with winners, you're going to be deemed as a winner. But if you hang out with losers, you're going to be a loser. And so all those guys, when we come together, we're a big family, and we love each other, and we strive off each other working hard, and I think that really brings us together as one team.
You know, let's explore that just for a second again, though, Preston. One of the goals of an athlete, student athlete, a leader like you are, is to find maybe students, adults, whatever, that maybe are not at the level they should be. Not discard them, but lift them up and bring them to a level they've never known. So it is about hanging around with people that are uplifting, but it's also looking for people that are not. That's one of the goals of a blue-gold student athlete.
Yes, sir. So if you see someone who's down on himself, we try to pick them up. We try to make them better. If someone's sitting in the back at practice, we sub them in, try to get them reps, try to get them plays so that they're more confident. And that just boosts the team spirit. And when big team spirit, it really plays out on Friday nights.
Now, Will, you are a starter. You're a senior. They look at you as a leader, whether you're in the hallways, in the cafeteria, in the mall, at the mall, and you got a blue-gold shirt on in practice in a game. Let's say that there's a player on the team that's maybe not lacking confidence. Let's say you're a leader now. Let's say that you notice that person needs some encouragement. How do you do that?
So if they make a bad play at practice, we'll say park it, go to the next play, and just keep going forward. And if they're getting down on themselves, we just pick them up right up and encourage them to do better.
Park it, next. I heard an author talk about, like, his favorite word was next. Things don't go very well, next, next, always next. Park it and then don't look in the rear view mirror, because that's where mistakes are made. Deposit it and move on. You ever made any mistakes, Jackson?
Plenty, and I'll keep making mistakes. No one's perfect, and I believe that we make mistakes just to get better. And I think we make a lot of mistakes in practice, but we know we don't try and make a lot of mistakes on Friday nights because we make the mistakes in practice to do good on Friday nights.
You learn from your mistakes. Take us through, Preston, because I know a lot of our viewers are interested in this because they're not privy to go into a practice. Take us through quickly a blue gold practice.
Oh, we start off. We start off with RPRs, which is kind of like muscle. We do weird stuff to activate to restart our muscles. So we'll to start our glutes or something, we'll rub our sternum. To start our hamstrings, we'll rub our back of our ears. We do that weird stuff, but it works. We have way less injuries this year, and I'm thankful for that. And after that, we'll do active warm-up. We'll do all offensive stations. We'll stop, get water. We'll do special teams, then we'll stop, and then we'll switch to defense. And then we sing the rouser, we say a prayer, we do our homework, we go to bed. We do the same thing every day.
You would go to bed on the field, though.
No, well, I would if I could, honestly.
No, I've played, I've coached, I've watched, I've broadcast, and so on. I've never heard of a team warming up like you just described.
It's a new thing, and I think a lot of teams are starting to do it more because it does work. I feel different this year. I feel way better, more confident than I do last year.
So you feel different from the neck up?
Well, neck up and physically too. It actually works. It's insane, honestly.
Gosh, I got to try that with the team that I coach. The mental is to the physical, Will, as 4 is to 1. Meaning that your mental approach to anything in life, but we're talking football now. The mental is more important than the physical. A lot of players struggle under Friday night lights because mentally they're not ready. How do you personally become mentally ready?
I just give it up to God. I pray before the game and offer up all of my intentions, and I will listen to some pump-up music and get ready, get started.
Okay. What kind of music we talking about?
Like some pump-up music, like Love Sosa is one of them. Or
what about country western? Do you like any of that?
Yeah. Also Country Roads.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a good one.
Jackson, you and I have talked a lot the last couple of years, and you are on a path, as these two guys are. But they're seniors. You're just a junior. So you have they're on their way out, and you're still going to be around. By the way, dudes, you call everybody dudes?
Brothers.
Brothers, dudes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you have taken a lot of time in the off season to prepare yourself. I mean, you mentioned in your profile that one of your defining moments was playing as a freshman. But you're determined. I know a lot of our viewers would be interested in what you did starting last spring during the off season to prepare yourself.
So every day, Preston and a bunch of other guys, along with myself, we'd be in the weight room for about an hour to 2 hours and really working on getting physically stronger, but also mentally stronger. And a lot of that credit has to go to Coach Eddie Hodges, who was in there every day with one of his assistants. And his assistance is what is making us compete so well on the football field. And I think that off-season work really shows.
Then you also, though, you told me that you attended a lot of camps to improve your game.
I think going to those camps, I was competing against Division I caliber athletes and throwing to some of them as well. I mean, Kornlaskowski, he's definitely one of them, but throwing to other guys as well is definitely incredible.
All right, well, take us through some of those camps then. Who you played against, and maybe what were the benefits in terms of the technical skills, mental skills, and so on.
It really showed what college coaches want out of an athlete, and a lot of the athletes there, a few of them did have offers. I know Ellsworth running back Max Grand went to the Minnesota camp with myself, and he just the way he was able to run the ball and catch the ball was impressive, and I think that really shows what it takes to become an athlete like him.
Not to put you on the spot, but fast forward to your graduation in 2023, right? If you had your choice now, where would you like to go?
I'd be a Badger. Go play for Coach Chris. I mean, I grew up always wanting to go to a Badger game. I've never been to one yet, but I mean, ever since I was little, I always wanted to be a Badger, and I think that'd be my dream come true.
So he would be the quarterback of the Badgers, and Will, since you're going to Madison, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
You'd be in the stands being his biggest fan.
Oh, yeah.
Or
All
wait,
out.
you might be on the field, too, blocking for him like you are now.
Hopefully. That'd be a dream.
So did you ever, Jackson, after a successful play or a practice or halftime or whatever, do you ever compliment these two guys and the other linemen for taking you to the proverbial promised land?
Oh, they do that all the time. Those are my favorite guys. I love those guys so much. You can't tell the other guys I said that, but they're my favorite players on the team.
Every play, after every play, he talks
Yeah.
to every lineman. Every play. I've never.
You only
had
got
that
25
before.
seconds between plays.
We use every second.
We use
he
every
does.
second. Yep.
So you compliment them before you get on to your
Yeah.
next play. Well, so maybe at the end of the season, after you guys have perhaps taken the team all the way, I'm talking about the linemen, all the way to the very end of the rainbow, he'll take you to the Freight House and buy you steaks or whatever you want as a
Sounds like a
reward.
plan.
That sounds
That's
like
a plan. I'll do that even if we don't go there.
Or barachos.
Yeah.
Barachos.
One of those two.
Yeah. Well, we're going to step aside just for a minute. It's been a fun first half of the show. When we come back, more here on 7 Rivers Sports.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to 7 Rivers Sports. This week, great show with Aquinas Blue Gold Student Athletes Will Hansen, Preston Horihan, Jackson Flottmeyer. Your coach, head coach Tom Lee, is a friend of mine. Here's what he said about you guys. Jackson Flottmeyer, a video game like numbers. Yeah, true, true. I've read his numbers so far this year and last year too. Has worked hard and wants to be great. Jackson is special. I already know that. Now our viewers know it. What's your thought on that, Jackson?
Well, Coach Lee is one of my biggest role models, and I believe that he's the guy that would always let me into the weight room during the winter and in the off season, and he's the biggest reason on why I'm going to be so successful.
Yeah. You have lots of fans, though. All of you do. Will Hansen. Here's what Coach Lee says about Will Hansen. Brings attitude and toughness, leads by example, physical, has done everything we've asked to help the team. Powerful statement about Will Hansen.
Very powerful. One of the best coaches I ever had was Coach Lee. Always straight to the point. Not like saying anything bad about you behind your back. It's just straight up with you.
And Preston Horihan. Such a magnetic force on our team, says Coach Tom Lee. Guys rally around him coming off a knee injury, embrace being competitive each day, and competitiveness rises during scrimmages and games. Is that really you?
Yeah, I'm not the loudest guy at practice, but I show up on game day, and that's because guys around me show up at practice and make me better. I do well when the team gets me well.
Significant things in our lives are catalysts for change. The pandemic, racial injustice, so on. A lot of people have changed, reprioritized their life and so on. One of the things that I remember just very clearly is the death of your friend, Jackson, Andrew Coleman, last December. You and I talked about that a little bit in the last few months. That was a difficult time for you.
Yeah, it was. It was. He was my best buddy, and he unfortunately passed away from cancer. So he was a great guy, and he's my motivation. He's my inspiration.
Do you think about him once in a while?
All the time. All the time. I don't think there's a day that's gone by when I don't think about him.
You talk to him?
Through prayer, yes. And I'll go visit him at his grave every once in a while.
Nice. I know things, is the pandemic or maybe any other life-changing thing been a part of maybe you reprioritizing things, Will?
I mean, kind of, yeah. I just want to make sure everybody's safe, and so we don't get shut down, or anybody does.
Yeah. Good point. And I know, Preston, in your profile, you talked about things that have changed you. Like, for example, your injuries. You've had some pretty distinct and difficult injuries.
Yeah, I tore my meniscus last year playing football, and that really bummed me out because I played a lot. Sophomore year, I got thrown into the mix, and I think I held my own, and I was looking forward to junior year football and wrestling, and I had to miss both of those. But I think overall it's laid a nice path for me, hero's journey almost. Come back from that and play in a nice senior season, do the best that I can.
Hero's journey, good way to put it. You're a leader, and you defined leadership, Preston, when you said to me, you help others, you lift up others by example.
Yes, sir. A leader is going to help others, a boss bosses others. That's what I like to think. That's how you differentiate the two. The leader's going to show by example. I mean, I don't really know what else to say by that.
You said enough. Leadership to Will Hansen, encourage others through action and words. Action and words. How do you do that?
Lead by example, just like Preston said. Then words too, just encourage them and get on their tail if they're doing something bad that they shouldn't be able to do.
Motivate others. You can do it with your personality. Jackson, interesting philosophy of life for a 17-year-old high school student athlete. Find something that you love and be happy. Are you happy?
I am happy, yeah. I'm most happy right now because it's football season.
Because you're on the show.
Exactly, yeah, I am on the show.
So, and here's what's interesting too about Jackson. I just enjoy this show because it just reveals the substance of the guests we have. One of my favorite authors, by the way, and I haven't read him for a while, but Henry David Thoreau in Walden's Pond talks about being alone. I'm alone with my best friend. You can be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. Depends on how you look at things. Henry David Thoreau talked about he's never found a companion that he was more comfortable with than himself in his thoughts, in his perspective, in finding peace and so on. Interesting about Jackson Flottmeyer, what you may not know about him, he likes to be alone, like Henry David Thoreau. Now you're going to read that book, by the way, Walden Pond.
I will now. Yep. So I think just spending some time alone can do you so much good, whether it's like just doing homework or like peaceful prayer or lifting weights or whatever it is. You don't always have to be around somebody because there's not always going to be someone to be there with you in life. So I think spending time alone can be very beneficial for you.
Speed stacking. What? I read this in Preston Horihan's profile. People don't know about him. He's good at speed stacking. What the heck is speed stacking?
So we learned about this in elementary school, and I've always stuck with it, and people bring it up to me sometimes. So it's 12 cups flipped upside down, and you stack them in like pyramids. So it'd be like the main, you do it like patterns, and you try to get your fastest time. And I was pretty good at it, even though I was always a big kid at school. So I'd always have big kid with the fastest hands. I think that was always pretty funny.
Here's my reaction. I have like more hobbies than I can handle in a lifetime. I hope I live another lifetime, because that's how many things I have on my plate all the time. That's not going to be one of them. So I'm gonna move away from that. But one of the things I like to do, and I'm not real good at it, but your profile, Will Hansen, says you are, and that's pickleball. Now, by the way, pickleball is typically for people my age, not your age.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll go with my mom, and her friends will come with us too, and we'll play some pickleball at the Y. Always win because I'm just that good at pickleball.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Extremely athletic.
Yes.
Have you seen him play, Jackson?
Oh, I've seen him
Or
play.
does he tells you about it?
Oh, I've seen him play spike ball before, and he's just an athlete.
Whoa. Pitter patter, let's get after. Like, what? That's one of your favorite quotes?
Yeah, bitter batter, let's get at her. It's one of my favorite quotes.
Where's that from? You just make it up.
So it's from a TV show, but also one of my friends on the line, Riley Clark, or Bam Bam, he also says it a lot too. And it just stuck with me. Now I say it all the time.
Bill Belichick, much quieter than you are, Preston. Much more reserved, and when he talks to the media is like just succinct, like, let's get out of here and move on. He says, do your job. Very simple. Why do you like that?
Football's a team sport. Everyone's got to do their individual job, and that leads to team success. And I think if everyone can conquer their one job, you win your one position, you win the day, you win at life.
Nice, good. I'm looking at your schedule. Now, as we mentioned at the beginning, the Blue Gold's 3-0. By the way, Will Hansen, Preston Horihan, Jackson Flottmeyer. We are beginning our broadcast Thursday at UWL, Black River Falls. I've done a little research on Black River Falls from the Cooley. Then you have Westby, Arcadia, Viroqua, Prescott, non-conference, and then GET, and then on to the playoffs in all probability. What are your thoughts looking ahead, Jackson?
I think we got a tough schedule going ahead. I mean, Cooley play is just going to be downright competitive, and those guys are ready. I think every game's going to be a dogfight, and I'm ready for it. I think these guys are too, by the way they've been practicing.
What is it going to take to get to the end on the 15th and win the conference championship and then move on? What is it going to take? It's not going to take like necessarily just simple hard work. It's going to take more than that, Preston.
Well, we just got to get it done every day, and we got to keep looking forward. You can't look it back. You got to park it, and you can't look in your rearview mirror. You got to just keep on chugging along, keep the train moving.
Will Hansen, football, wrestling, sport of lacrosse. Just real quickly, you've won a couple awards. Dan Stanek, I'm familiar with that award. National Honor Society, Eagle Scout. Eagle Scout. Not many people can be an Eagle Scout. I was in Cub Scouts, but never got to be an Eagle Scout. And then you're off to Madison.
Yeah.
You have a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah, hopefully. As long as I just keep looking forward and not starting looking back.
Yeah.
I hope I'll.
Preston too. Football, wrestling. I've read about you in wrestling. Academic honors, National Honor Society, Impact. I mean, good family. Your college football somewhere. Like, how about the Badgers or UW Lacrosse or something like that?
I thought about UW Lacrosse. I live right by there, and I go to their games a lot, so I've always thought about that.
Well, the coach is a good friend of mine. I'll be at the game Saturday when they play at 6 o'clock against Dubuque. Maybe I should mention you on the air and tell the viewers that you might be a Eagle next year.
No problem with that.
And Jackson, you have basketball ahead of you too, and you're only a junior, 2 seniors and a junior. How did you get on the show? You're only a junior.
I don't know. You asked me to come on, so.
Yeah, but you have a bright future too. And a lot of it is because of your level of maturity and your depth and your substance and your spirituality.
Well, I like to get after it, and I think I set a goal, and I'm going to get that goal. That's my mentality, and I think a lot of the stuff that Coach Lee and Coach Stanek have taught me has really helped me propel forward in life, and I think that'll help me take my game to the next level and in life and be a good dad and brother and friend and teammate. So I think all that has to do with them.
Now, maybe we'll have you back on the show again next year, and maybe we'll follow after you finish your first year as a Badger. We'll have you back on too.
Awesome.
Well, we want to wish you the best, and we'll be broadcasting several of your games, including, as I mentioned, Thursday night, and we have a couple other ones down the line. So we will be there to follow you, and as you well know, only wish you the best of success. Our guests this week, Will Hansen, Preston Horihan, and Jackson Flottmeyer. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thank you.
We'll be back with some closing thoughts right after.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. I hope you enjoyed our interview this week with Aquinas Blue Gold standouts Jackson Flottmeyer, Preston Horihan, and Will Hansen. Well, we begin our coverage of high school football this week. Thursday night, Black River Falls Tigers at the Aquinas Blue Golds at Roger Herring Field. And then the next day, Friday, we will be at Swanson Field, the red-hot West Salem Panthers versus the Logan Rangers. Seven Rivers Sports will continue. We're looking to broaden our list of guests. If you have a thought on a guest or a topic, please contact us here at the studio. You're invited to join us for Nights of Thunder Racing every Sunday, every Thursday night, every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Thanks for joining us this week. Next week, we will take a look at the Central Riverhawks with Sam Fergut, Jackson Warren, and Eli Graywood. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.